I'll open this up. Just been a good week so far. I think last week was really good for us. Just having an off week, kind of getting our legs back under us, and it's we played 7 straight, so we were due off week. So I think that hit us at the right time, and come back in after selection show, find out we're playing a really good Davidson team, and get ready to play some triple option stuff, which it's hard to get ready for in just a few days. So they've done a fantastic job there. I think first time we've been in playoffs in a long time, and I think coaching staff has done an excellent job. They're a well-coached team, very disciplined. So we got our work cut out for us. A really good first-round opponent, and just glad the game's at home. I think it makes it a lot easier playing at home. In a normal year, you've taxed on a COVID year, which all of us a year ago didn't understand what a COVID year was. So you tax that on to playing on the road with that. I think it poses some problems just with testing, things like that. But we're making it as good as we can for both teams just going into the game. I was glad we're able to play. A lot of people didn't think a spring season would happen and more or less a playoff season. So I think it's good that NCAA has allowed us to do this, and we're glad to be a part of it. So, like I said, progressing with the week, our guys are doing really good. Had 2 really good practices already. Just anxious to see us practice today, and looking forward to the home event on Saturday.
John, how similar are they to Kennesaw State?
Having to take dive quarterback pitch, yes, very similar. A lot of difference because they do it out of a gun formation instead of under center. So very much similar, but different in that aspect. And I think, but anytime you have to play dive quarterback pitch, every time the ball is snapped, it's an equalizer for sure. So I think what they do offensively fits, what they're doing and the success they've had in their program. So, like I said, anytime you got to play that, it makes you a little nervous defensively because, it puts you in one-on-one tackling situations defensively. So you got to, and sometimes it'll make you, play assignment football every time the ball snaps. So it slows you down a little bit. So you don't want your pursuit to the ball, to slow down. We got to get a lot of folks around the ball and get the ball down on the ground.
Is it kind of strength on strength considering your run defense, or is there just a different kind of test for this run defense?
I think it's different because we're not playing anybody who runs a triple. So, you won't see a lot of what we call our rabbits, which is our dime personnel on the field. A lot of times we've been really good this year on first down being a sub out on second long, to that package. So you don't see as much of that, but we will play a lot of D linemen like we normally do. And I think the key to stopping them off is get them behind the sticks. Any option team wants to stay ahead of the sticks and stay in a third and manageable situation, and they're like any other option team. They're gonna go for it on 4 downs. So they gonna go for it a lot on fourth to keep it going, and want to keep it in that 4th and 2, 4th and 3, 4th and 1 range, and we got to keep them out of that situation. You keep them in 3rd and long, they're not comfortable where they want to be. So hopefully defensively we'll be able to do that, and because they'll keep the ball now. Their time of possession is around 38 minutes a game, so you're gonna have limited possessions offensively, so you got to make the most of your possessions offensively as well. So, like I said, they do a really good job with it, and we're looking forward to the challenge.
Coach Cross, could you talk about the year Nicario Harper has had? And I would imagine he's probably at least met or exceeded your expectations for him.
Definitely so. I mean, we needed somebody at that safety position, and if you drew it up, now and wrote down your qualifications and kind of what you wanted that position to produce, through 2 seasons now in fall and spring, you would really identify Nicario in those examples. So, he has fulfilled every thing we needed in that position and what we were needing to get out of it productivity wise, and it really exceeded, that. So being a conference player of the year, he's had a great year. I think he's gotten better and better each and every day because he works extremely hard. He's a physical guy. Just does a great job of tackling, and I think, you can't put a price tag on how many explosive plays he's kept the other team from having, because he's going to fill his role in the defense and make a tackle.
Coach, what's your message to your team this week? I know we've talked about it all season, just having you guys playing in the fall and then in the spring and everything just being unknown with COVID. What do you tell your team heading into the playoffs, and what's your message, as you hope to continue to advance?
Well, we kind of caught our breath last week, Christina, and it was, you think about it, we played a full schedule basically in the fall. We played 4 games. It was like we played 8 or 10 because we practiced that long. So, I felt like coming back in the spring, I was a little concerned about that, but we kind of helped us. I mean, really, it was not like you had to go through a fall camp scenario of, getting ready to play. We kind of like jumped back on the bicycle and just continued pedaling, and it was picked up where we left off in the fall. So it was kind of really good. But I'm very, very proud of this bunch of how they've handled it. You worried about playing fall, playing the spring, and I think we'll do the same thing, from this fall, from this spring to fall. So, but I think just heading into playoffs, this much is very young still. We got a young football team, and I think just having, playoff experience and being around it, they know what this program expects. They know that, we've kind of been there before, but it's new to a lot of these guys because we're playing a lot of young guys, and I think they're excited about it. They're very excited about the opportunity to play. Couldn't wait to Sunday to get the selection show and find out who we played and see what our road looked like. And, they've been just ecstatic last week, kind of anticipating what that looked like. And then, just getting a home game. Yeah, that was huge, I think, in being able to get a home game. So I think just heading into playoffs, just you got to take it one play at a time, one game at a time. And I think this bunch is committed to that. And they know if we play well, we got a shot, and I think that's the focus right now is on us, and that's kind of what we were able to do last week, and going this week is getting ready to play ourselves and playing our best game. George, yeah. Yeah, George, the off week kind of helped us with some guys that were banged up. You had George that had an ankle. J. Rowe had a hamstring, some things like that. We were able to hold some guys in practice. Last week it really helped us get their legs back under them. So George practiced, and I'd say he's close to 100%. He looked really good yesterday. So, all those guys are back practicing and doing really well. So, like I said, the off week could not have hit us at a better time, right here before playoffs.
Coach, all the first-round games are on ESPN3. It doesn't look like the main network picked up any of them. I know that's been a point you've talked about before. Could you talk about kind of the opportunity that the networks might be missing?
Yeah, and I don't know if that goes back to sponsorships or not having it on the charts to do coming into spring or what the deal is, but I do think they're missing a huge opportunity. I mean, because you're talking about a good level of football and football in the spring. I don't know why they're, not putting us on at least ESPN2, ESPNU, something like that, where I think they could move the schedule around and be able to do that. So I don't know that if they don't go out to planning of, hey, you're playing like in the fall, you've got all your sponsorship endorsements ready, lined up to go with that. So I'm not sure how the advertising makes that happen. So I can't speak to why they're not doing it, but I do think they're missing an opportunity there, to be able to, get something that people would want to watch, on ESPN, ESPN2, ESPNU.
It's been a 13-month ride. Does it feel like it's been every bit of it, or what?
What month is it? That's what I have to ask you. It's it's been a long ride. It really has. And I can't tell you, like, I go back to that off week last week just to kind of catch your breath and go, okay, look back at, hey, kind of what we've done, and that's a lot of football, a lot of football in that amount of time. And this journey started, like you said, 13 months ago. You couldn't have dreamed of what we've had to go through. Like, we're testing today, we're doing a PCR test, and then we got to test again. You got to print a code out and have the code ready for the NCAA on Friday, and there's just a lot of hoops to jump through before you ever get there to play a game. So our guys have been resilient, and whatever we've asked them to do, they've complied with, and they've done an excellent job of that. But it is it's hard to believe that we're sitting here and all this has happened. There's people that said, hey, nobody's going to play in the fall. Well, we did play in the fall. We was one of the only FCS teams that did play in the fall. And then people was like, oh, we don't never play in the spring, So, and here we are. We're sitting here with the playoff system in line, and we're playing the first round this week. So all that stuff did happen. So, like I said, I take my hat off to our staff and our players, administration to, just pull this off and make it happen.
Are you saying you're testing twice before the?
We are, yes. We tested. We're testing today ourselves, PCR test, and then we do NCAA test on Friday.